have any beer for you this week.
That's okay because I went and dug up one of the punk rock holiday beers that you gave me.
Did you?
Yeah, I figured I'd drink for this one.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, I didn't want to drink one of the tall beers, so I will drink 2 of the short beers because that's just the way my brain works
short
sometimes.
European beers?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they barely even count. Well, I had an energy drink last episode, and it's like closing in on 11:30 midnight.
Yeah.
So I need something to counteract it.
Yeah, that'll work.
Daddy's got to sleep tonight. If I sound like I have like a frog in my throat, it's because I had a show last night. You had a show last night.
I did.
But we were both individually up until like 2:33 in the morning.
And then our daughters woke us up really early.
Yeah, my wife, my lovely wife, actually let me sleep in this morning. But
This guy doesn't get up.
what are you gonna do? I was working. I was bringing home the big buck, singular buck. I think I made like $24.
Did you?
Yeah, in tips.
It's nothing to sniff at.
I think it's something to sniff at. But it was fun. But yeah, I'm sleepy from it, and my voice doesn't hold up very well anymore. So like, half singing a set for like 4 hours kills me.
Speaking of not making very much money off of music and voices not being able to hold up,
It's a bonus episode
on just those things
about our failures and struggles.
Is that what this is?
This is Remember the Times podcast. I'm Mitch. This is AJ. Can't remember if I introed the last one or not.
I think it's pretty funny. A lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
more so than said.
In retrospect.
Yeah, it wasn't funny at the time.
At the time, it was very
it was
like,
a super
rip your own hair out.
bumming hard, guys.
Yeah.
So we talked about the what I still think to this date for both of us might have been the most difficult recording process that we've had.
Yeah, but it resulted in, I think, one of my more favorite albums.
Yeah. Well, you have a tattoo of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had to.
As do I.
Yeah, you forced me to.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you said if I didn't do it, I was out of the band.
Really?
And then you kicked me out anyways.
Stop giving away storylines, dude.
I'm pretty sure that has been alluded to at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's later. You guys won't remember.
I definitely didn't say any of that.
No,
though.
you didn't. I did this all on my own.
I was all excited about mine.
Yeah.
That'll come up soon too.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So we're talking about how we wrote the Organization of Sound and Silence, not the SPNC album from 2004, but the same name, 2008, the Allura album.
Which the Organization of Sound and Silence is the dictionary definition of music.
Sean.
That's what Sean said.
Sean Grant, our old Allura bass player.
I can't say that I've confirmed that because I don't own a dictionary.
I guess we just took his word for it.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
So we were like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that.
Could say anything. He could say eating salad is terrible for you, and actually, I don't believe him on that one, but
yeah, but maybe mix in some chicken every now and then.
So, all right, we have an 11-track album here that we fucking barely made it through recording.
Yeah. Well, there was a time crunch on the recording, and it was a grueling marathon of a recording session that was just pretty much back to back to back.
I think from about this point, I mean, maybe even before, all the way through like 2014 or 15, I felt like a lot of the stuff I was like attempting to do was like above my skill level at that moment.
I think all of us.
Yeah, right.
Except for Chris.
Except
Chris was just like banging it out
Whatever,
like so casually and just like, fuck you, man.
Son of a bitch.
We're all struggling so hard. He's just kind of like, all right, yeah, I'm
He was
done.
still, this was like a good 3 years of him like not practicing and coming drunk to practice and then sitting down and getting just so much better than us.
He
somehow.
can't keep winning.
Like Jesse Pinkman?
Yeah.
He can't be getting away with this. He can't.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, the drums are phenomenal. Track 1, A Slow Decay, which was also the opening track on the SBNC Organization of Sound and Silence.
Yes, we brought it back.
We brought it back. We thought that would be good, little nod to the old school.
The SBNCU.
I did really enjoy this track. This is going to happen a lot. We talked about how we didn't enjoy this decision before. We had written it in what is called E standard tuning. Mm-hmm. And then when we became Allura, we decided to drop our guitars a half step down. So all of the melodies that you and I had written for all of these songs are now, in my opinion, just not as powerful. They feel a little something live. You wouldn't notice it, but on the recording, I feel like you can just notice it.
It almost,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to tell if it's just us, like if it just feels off to us, or if it, it could just be like we wrote it in a specific, we wrote a melody a specific way, and then now it's shifted like a half step lower.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, I mean, if you had never heard the original before, I don't think you'd be like, oh, that sounds weird. However, the melody is not as powerful as it once was over these.
Both albums are available on Spotify. You can listen A/B test them.
Here it is, right, man.
Yeah, bring it down in front of the camera.
Yeah, there you go.
I keep it proudly on display, and then we just realized that it's not in any of our camera shots.
This one's on Spotify, or if you want a hard copy, yeah,
$100 a piece.
Yeah, $100. We'll sign it for you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That is, besides the tuning, we added a bell. Do you remember what the bell was?
I thought I remembered it being like a gong. Yeah.
It wasn't though. We took the bell from Hell's Bells, AC/DC, and we detuned it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Part of me thought it was For Whom the Bell Tolls.
I mean, that would have worked as well, but we took the AC/DC one.
I did remember that we ripped it from a more popular musician.
Yeah.
We were just like, are we even allowed to do that? Is that allowed?
Probably not, but it's also because
it's sampling it.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And if they want to come after us for the negative dollars on it, then sure.
Man, what if they sued us and they had to obtain our debt? That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's like a collections agency thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Starin Bumble made some changes on it. Besides the fact that we tuned it differently, he made the guitars. He made it. I had to start muting it when the song really kicks in instead of just playing open.
Yeah. I remember that, and I remember that being a decision that we weren't like pumped on.
I still don't enjoy that decision. I don't know how you felt about it, but I didn't like it.
No, because
I still don't like it. I like the SBNC version better.
I think if I had to pick between the two, I prefer SBNC. I remember the decision was made, and it was just kind of like, oh, I guess we're doing this. Yeah. But
there was no getting out of it.
Yeah.
It was happening.
But we wrote it to be kind of like everything like opens up and just like bam,
exactly. Yeah.
And then when we actually record it, it's just like chung, 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 chung.
Yeah. It wasn't the build that we were.
No, it completely changed the vibe.
Yeah. It was like. It was just a slower build as a big punch. Like, all right, now we're kicking things off. Mm-hmm. So it just didn't. I don't like it. I just don't like it. There's nothing else to say. I did not enjoy that change. Hide to Get By, probably one of my favorite songs that we've ever written together. This is track 2. Again, it had the detuning issue where all the melodies that you wrote are now not as belting and powerful, but
I mean, like we mentioned last episode, like I was struggling to get these, so imagine if it was a little bit harder.
Yeah.
My voice was changing. I was growing up.
23?
Yeah, that's when that happens, right?
Is that when puberty hits? Or 22?
For some people. My doctor said it was totally normal.
Okay, we were 21. Sorry. We were 21. But still. My doctor said. So this one, I love this song.
Yeah.
I wrote the majority of it. And then I showed it to Josh. So I wrote the opening riff, the verse riff. I wrote the chorus, and I wrote the ending. Josh wrote the bridge, but definitely like as a unit, Josh, our old guitar player who quit. I wrote this with Josh, and he added a lot and like kind of souped up all the parts and made like the chorus a lot more metal. And we actually got in a fight about over this song. I was really stoked on the opening riff. I told him to come over. We started writing it, and if you listen to the song, like it always goes back to the open note, like on the chugs, and he wanted to like change the open note to make it more of a melodic riff, and I just wasn't having it. And I really put my foot down, and we started yelling at each other. And he just stormed out. He just packed up his guitar and left. And he called me later, like a friggin' like a couple, trying to make amends. Like I was at my girlfriend's house, and he called me, and then we started fighting again.
It's just, I really think it shouldn't be the open notes.
It's a fucking open note, dude.
Fuck up about that. It's open.
And while I was arguing with him, I got my tongue ring stuck through my lip ring, and I couldn't and I couldn't talk for a second. So I kind of lost all. I was just playing with it.
The problem is it needs to be. You just get literally tongue tied.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So that was embarrassing. Not that he could see that, but I felt like an idiot.
That's also the thing that, like, every boomer who's ever looked at your piercings is probably like, how do your tongue ring not get stuck? You're like, oh, it does sometimes if I let it get too fast and loose.
You're actually right. You look like you fell into a tackle box. You know how many people have asked me if I can make it through a metal detector?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I get it.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
He looks dumb. We understand.
Am I too old to have these now?
You got a few more years, I think.
If I had a real job, maybe it would probably be past its time, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on the real job.
Yeah, fair. Anyways, so that one was hard earned for me and Josh, but Chris absolutely crushed it on the drums. So there's a live version of this as SB&C live at D Piazza's, and then there's also a few versions of it of us playing it live on Warped Tour on the Remember the Times YouTube channel, and you can hear we had already like kind of fucked with it twice, like, or a bit, like it's not the same on either of those.
Yeah.
So we had already done a bit of our own pre-production.
And we just toured on it basically for a whole summer.
Yeah.
We're locked in on it.
Yeah. And then Staren started gutting it. Mm-hmm. We were trying to record it on the EP up in Malibu the year prior, and they nixed it, which we were all bummed about. But so now here we are fast forwarding again. We finally get to record it, and Staren was just gutting it. We had all these ideas, especially like he was changing little things that Josh and I had written. Like it wasn't like big parts. It was like little like transitional riffs or like something underneath you. Where I was like, do we need to be spending time on this? It's like two different notes. Like, I don't know. It didn't feel like it made or break the song for me. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was a waste of time a lot, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I did it
with the producer who's like actively helping edit the songs and stuff. Like it's hard because you don't know if you're like, you know, don't no killing babies. Like this is my baby. We're gonna don't change anything about this song versus like. No, practically, like, why does it make sense that we need to change this at all?
Yeah. I was like, I don't think anybody would even notice. Like, this isn't like a make or break part. This is like a very like underlying, like it's underneath the vocals. Like it's not.
And unbelievable time pressure we were under.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. So there was that, and we had really layered vocals. Which, by the way, you wrote all the melodies. I would, especially the verse, is very AFI influenced, and you wrote all of them. I had nothing to do with it, so I just want to point that out.
Hey, cool.
Like one of like, I feel like this happens a lot to you, even though like you're not anywhere near as big a fan as I am. But I feel like it's definitely seeped into your subconscious, hanging out with us a lot.
So I listened.
You've
to
obviously,
a lot of
yeah,
AFI.
you listen. You've seen them with me and stuff, yeah. But
I had like one playlist that had a big shuffle of songs on it, and there's a lot of old AFI on it, and it was the thing that was just like always constantly running whenever I was like gaming,
for sure,
working, doing homework or whatever.
No, like you never know what's gonna like rub off on you in like in that kind of way. Like I think in the old SB&C stuff, like you can hear Anti-Flag all over my stuff, and like like I loved them, but they weren't one of my top favorites, but for some reason you can hear them.
Yeah, you wouldn't like call them an influence until you're listening back now and you're like, oh, I guess I was pretty heavily influenced.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that's kind of what happened to you, at least from what I can see.
And I think a lot of the older AFI melodies were just like easy to fit onto our music because we were doing like songs that didn't necessarily lend themselves to like proper melodies. You had to do like call and response and just kind of like
yeah. Which this song 100% is, but like we had all these grand ideas. Like I was singing harmonies, Josh was singing woes, Chris was helping you with this like a call and answer thing, and then Sean was stepping in with the chants. Like we had a lot of shit going on, and cut like almost everything. Staren. Fuck me. Just mute that part. So right out of the gate, I was just like, this just doesn't make sense to me. Like to me, it sounded empty, and I felt like all of us, especially you, like you were writing these melodies. Not to say that they were not strong melodies, but you knew that we were going to be adding stuff to them. So without all of this extra stuff, it just felt empty to me. I don't if you hadn't heard the song before, maybe you wouldn't feel that way.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like there was a lot of space where we had put something there before, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and again, because we had just played it like every single day for the whole entirety
2
of
months,
2007, and we'd already like had it to the point where we were prepared to record it before. Like this song in our mind was done.
Yeah.
And we'd already ironed out all the kinks that we wanted to iron out, and then it was just like, oh no, get rid of a bunch of the shit.
Yeah. So that was weird. And that's just going to keep happening here. Song 3 is Rise from the Rebel, which is, dare I say, one of our most famous songs as SB&C.
It was our hit.
Yeah. We had already kind of live reworked some of it, as if you can hear it on our podcast channel, live videos of us as well. And we took those changes and put them into this version of it. We wanted to bring it back. I remember Taylor adding a little bit to the verses, but then Starin had a real thing about chanting. Like you couldn't say something that like sounded like it was one person saying, like if it was like a sentence that only one person should be saying, then a group shouldn't be saying this sentence. So we had to like change lyrics.
Yeah, I think it had to do with like the amount of syllables or something.
No, it was literally like, why is a group of people saying this? Like,
why is a group of people saying I?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It was like that kind of a thing.
I do remember having like a little bugaboo about that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because like in the SB&C version, we're all chanting, I know. And then when we get to Allura, it's just Chris screaming that. That was our compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like things like that. And we were just like, I was like, gotta be honest, I don't agree. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a dumb thing to get hung up on.
Yeah, and I guess like I was even like citing examples of my favorite bands. I was like, look, they do it here. They do it there. Like, what the fuck's the difference? So I was just like getting into it with him on that.
I can picture him in my mind just going like, yeah, they were wrong.
Yeah.
that was kind of what we were dealing with.
Yeah, so we lost that one. I don't dislike this version, but I do think the SB&C ones, I like that better for some things. I like this one better for other ones.
We changed it a little structurally for Allura, and I like the structural changes, but then there's
things like that.
Yeah, weird things like that.
Yeah. And also, again, it's a half step lower, which I just think it was a stronger melody in the proper key.
This is Mitch hot patching something in while we're editing. We ran out of space on our laptop at this point, and we had to fix it before we could continue. Just explaining this weird little break and this weird little cut. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Okay.
It didn't override?
Are we back?
Are we back?
So while we were recording, it stopped recording the laptop, and it's because it had no memory on anymore. Because every episode, every video AJ's ever made on his laptop was still on his laptop. Even though he deleted it, he didn't delete it.
I don't know.
Yeah, we know. Luckily, I'm here.
You're super smart.
Luckily, I'm here to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
This is what I do, baby. This is why they keep me around.
What do? I crush it.
What do I do every day? I get out, I fucking crush it. So we just finished talking about Rise from the Rebel, pretty much. I think we were talking about how it structurally changed. We prefer the structural changes, but some of the chanting, the lyrical changes didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Track 4, Last Love Song. Gotta say, this is one of my favorite songs you ever wrote.
Yep.
I love it.
I do enjoy this one.
Melodies, the lyrical content, it's fantastic.
It was my last love song that I ever wrote.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a love song about not writing love songs anymore. Yeah. But it was my last one.
It's great.
I'm a man of my word.
I do think the recording does not do it justice of what I know the song could have been in my head and such. I think basically the same thing that happened to Hide to Get By happened to this one. One, it's a half step lower from where you wrote it. Two, you were you were struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like it's up here the entire song.
whole song. Yeah. This was definitely one of your like an Avenged Sevenfold type where it's just up there the whole time.
So I think a lot of these we wrote the melody and it was like we'll figure out how we're gonna actually do that, and then came time to record and we were shifted down. And thankfully, for the sake of like, I can actually almost hit most of these notes.
Yeah, it did. Stern changed quite a bit again. You can hear this on the live SB&C album from at D Piazza's, and you can hear some of the changes we made. One, we were kind of going back and forth on this for a while. Josh and I, this is another song we wrote with Josh and Sean, that it started off with a guitar harmony, and we were cutting it out, we were putting that in, and by the time we were getting to pre-production, it was there, and Stern was like, whoa, why is that there? He's like, why don't you just start where it starts on the song? It's like a almost more like Slipknot style riff. And he was like, see, to me, that's way more interesting. And I totally agree with that. Like,
yeah.
It's a way more interesting start. So kudos to him on that one. I do remember him cutting a lot of guitar soloing stuff that Josh had done, and a lot of vocal harmonies and such, which I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah, that was, I think, kind of like the overall bummer of the recording process was like we were leaning on vocal harmonies and gang vocals and stuff.
Yeah.
And those seemed to be the thing that he liked the least, and he was always stripping them out.
Yeah. There's, again, not to say that any melodies that you and I had written were like lacking because of no harmonies. I just think it's a nice thing to add to it.
Yeah.
To make it fuller and such. And not even that, even more like counter melodies and stuff as well that were just gone. But he also, a thing I did like that he did was that he told Chris to create a more interesting beat for the chorus than just what you would, the standard one that you would think would be there.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool beat. So two things on this one I definitely enjoy that he added.
He made it better.
Yeah, he made those respects, he made it better for sure. But I do really like this song. This is a great song all around. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
This is another thing. So this happened on this record and on A Change in the Winds, where when Chris would scream, it felt like they were, in their minds, he was like a backing vocalist.
Yeah. It wasn't like the right
volume,
wasn't like up in front of the
you know
mix.
What I mean?
Yeah.
So like anytime like you would sing and you were obviously in the front, and then Chris would be screaming, which is a very loud thing to do, but somehow it was like more in the background. And I know I remember wholeheartedly both recording sessions being like, this is lead. Like this is lead. This is like, it's not like just pretend it's all Mitch.
Yeah, he is taking my spot here and doing that. And
nobody would like, I don't know if they weren't listening or they just weren't getting it or what, but it's like, it's just in the background. And that also was just like throwing me through for a loop, because it was not backing vocals. This was the lead vocal of that part.
Right.
So it was just, that was also another thing I was like trying to instill on the engineer that wasn't coming across. But anyways, this ain't my rodeo cowboy.
This
number
ain't my
5.
First rodeo.
Oh yeah, this
cowboy.
ain't my first rodeo cowboy. You named this song.
Of course I did.
Had nothing to do with the song.
No.
Love the name though. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember why we called it this.
I think we were just picking a name and you just fucking said it and we were like, well, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It has no reason to do with anything. Yeah. So that was a great name. This was the song that I wrote right off the bat after Josh and Sean quit. And I wrote it with the help of Chris quite a bit. But I would say this is another one where like in my head I could hear where it was I wanted it to be, and it didn't end up there. The verse, I mean, I'm sure you could hear it too, but I was listening to a lot of Bleeding Through when I was writing this one. So the verses were that, and I loved the whole, call and response thing that we had with you and Chris going and stuff. I do remember us like actually having a session literally just trying to work out the vocal melodies like down at Taylor's. Like we weren't at a studio. There was no. It was just me playing the guitar, and you guys. We were just like literally just trying to figure out the vocals of the song. I don't know if you remember that at all. And like, you changed the melody at one point. You had like another idea, and you changed it, and then I had to change the guitar to fit the melody that we liked even better.
Right.
Which I think that was cool. Like now we're fitting the song like
Yeah.
around the vocals and stuff.
We're making a cohesive thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Like love that stuff. Fun fact: the bridge, like the what do you call it? It's not the bridge. It's like the pre-chorus. And so we say, you won't take this from me. The guitar, our buddy Shane wrote that.
I didn't know
I
that.
did not write that.
Huh.
Yeah, he just came over one day. I don't know if he was like, it was in high school or he was back from the Navy. He's come up a bunch in podcasts. Hi, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
Yeah, he just showed me the riff, and I was like, dude, I will totally use that. Yeah,
Give me that.
Yeah. No, like he asked if I
Sure.
would. I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll use that. And it took me like 2 years to figure out a space for it. But when I wrote that riff for the verse, I was like, you know what, I think this is where this could go. Like this
Nice.
sounds like a cool place for that. So,
And we
yeah.
obviously gave him writing credits on the song.
Writing credit, he gets points on the album. He's making some of that back end. Absolutely.
He now owes $1,000.
Yeah. So that's there. That's that. And then the guitar harmony, I showed Chris the rhythm guitar that I was writing for it, and he started like humming the guitar harmony, like the main riff on top of that. So like he like in a sense wrote that guitar harmony, and I like embellished on there and stuff. So the song was definitely a big group effort. I remember when we were practicing it before pre-production, Taylor was doing a keyboard line at the end. I brought my keyboard to the practice studio. Unfortunately, that didn't get into the main song, but that was cool. There is a sample in there, but unfortunately, like an electronic sample that Taylor and Sam made, I think, or maybe it was just Taylor. You can barely hear it. It's right before the last.
Yeah, that's
It kind of went the way of the screaming. It's just low for some reason that we don't know why.
And it was one of those things we'd ask for it to be louder, and they're like, yeah, totally. And then like, it
Just
didn't.
didn't do.
They're like, no, I turned it up.
I do remember Sharon like shortening up the breakdown, and Taylor got really low on it. So there's like him screaming low and then Chris screaming really high. But the breakdown was supposed to be a lot longer, and he like kind of just
Made it a little bit more concise.
condensed it for whatever reason. Yeah, which whatever. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I know, but that was also something that we didn't like about earlier music of ours too. Is there's a lot of parts where it's like
Too long.
that could have been much shorter.
Absolutely.
So it
Yeah.
might have been the right call.
It very well could have been, but I still didn't like it.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
he was just. Maybe I just wasn't. I was refusing everything at this point. But
It got to a point where it was like you hate everything that we do, so I'm going to fight for everything that we
Yeah,
do, or
yeah,
like
yeah.
everything that I do is what we actually want.
yeah, absolutely.
It became less collaborative and more combative.
So that's 5. We're about halfway done. Maybe a little more than halfway, just depending. Number 6 here. My Only Certainty. This is the last song we wrote with Josh and Sean. Mm-hmm. We wrote this within the 2 months before, like getting back from Warped Tour and when they quit. We wrote this whole song.
Yeah.
I wrote it. I wrote the lyrics. I wrote the music. Pretty much all the bare bones is me. But I really had it in my head. I didn't know how we were going to pull this off because you weren't even attempting to scream anymore. But in my head, when I was hearing, like, because, we were playing with them all the time and I was listening to them just as much, but I was hearing A Dying Dream or The Ghost Inside. Like, I was writing that as like a screaming, like I could hear like Vigil screaming it over the verses. I didn't know how we were going to pull that off. I had no idea. But when you immediately heard the song, you changed it to a melody, which I love. But again, just like song 2, feels very AFI to me.
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you think about that? Do you agree? Or
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. None of that was ever
melody?
conscious.
Yeah.
So-
I wasn't saying it was. To
but-
me, it feels like it.
In retrospect, maybe.
Yeah.
A lot of the songs, I think this became the problem, was that like because I couldn't scream, the next move was to just do a really high like, and I know there's nothing left out there for
Well, that part was supposed to be singing. I meant the verses. But,
yeah, but just
yeah.
in general, it's like because I'm not
Okay.
screaming, instead I'm gonna belt.
You're going all the way
And
up.
it's like it probably would have been better served to just fucking scream at that point.
Yeah.
Rather
Had
than
we
belt
figured it
the
out.
whole song all the way through.
I really like this song. I remember Sean put a little like slap bass in it. That was like the first time he had done that, but that was like a cool little thing. Taylor did add his a little bit when he got there. That like pre-chorus breakdown that I wrote, like it's like very Slipknot. I really enjoyed that part of the song, and then the chorus, I was kind of going for like a Celluloid Dream AFI thing where like the guitar actually stops and starts and it's a little more bouncy. But yeah, I really like this one. Probably Josh's best solo he ever written. Sorry. I think I talked about this because I was like panicking not being able to perform it. Mm-hmm. And when we got to this part, so he showed me how to play it. I cannot tell you how many hours I was practicing this fucking solo. There's like a sweeping portion in it. I was like, I don't know if I can do it. I just don't know if I can do it. And Josh came to the studio that day to hang out. I could tell that he was hoping that I was just going to give up and I was going to let him do it. I could tell.
Let me do it.
He was. I don't know if he said anything. I could just see the look on his face. He's like, I hope he lets me do it or something like that.
He just happened to be there that day.
Yeah, just happened to be there. He really did. Like, I don't think that was planned, but I could tell he was hoping I was going to ask him. But at the end of it, Darren made us cut the solo, and I'm not one to. I'm better now, but like, I was practicing this. This is the fucking part. Like, I'm not an improv guy, and he made me cut the solo because he said it wasn't like it was too long for the radio. And in my head, I was like, "This isn't a fucking radio. There's no way this song would ever be on the radio. Why are we cutting shit for the radio?"
We know this is not the radio song.
There is no radio songs. This is like a metal album, or like what we want it to be, anyways. Like, no, like what are we doing? Give me my solo that I've been playing for 8 hours a day for like 4 months.
Yeah. I can do nothing else right now.
Yeah. And so I had to make up something on the spot. It's not nearly as good as what Josh wrote. And I was very upset about that. There are videos of me playing the solo the way Josh wrote it on the internet in places. I'll put them on ours when we get to that point. But the one on the album drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Because it's not. One, I wish there was a recording of what Josh had written because I think it's so cool. And also what I wrote in place of it just pisses me off. But so.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of generally my whole problem with the album because it is, I think, my favorite of our albums I mentioned, but it also, like, every song I hear all the things that should have been different or like or things that could have been done better or like I hear my voice not hit the right notes or I hear me not give like the right emphasis on stuff and it's just like I only hear the shit that I don't like.
Yeah, it probably sounds like we're just talking shit on this album, to be honest. For this episode,
it's my favorite album.
Yeah.
But
I do like it a lot.
But I'm just like constantly just like fuck. I wish it was just a little bit different.
We knew what we were striving for, and it just didn't hit. We didn't hit it in our heads, anyways. We did actually end up. Well, this is getting ahead, but we ended up selling more albums of this on Warped than we had the previous year. So somebody liked it.
I mean, it's just more value.
Yeah, that too.
It's like almost 3 times as long.
All right, song 7, A Change in the Winds. This is another SB&C one we brought over. This was the first song we wrote with Josh. So this is a very older song. It's from 2005. So much of this song, Darren changed. And
this was the one that I think got I'm hesitant to say butchered. But it got chopped up and kind of like
the most
like split up for parts and like all the things that I liked about the original version of it got removed pretty much.
Yeah. To be quite honest, that was it. And again, like Chris's screaming is like not the level it needed to be at, so it felt weird. And it's like a ballad, but it's like a heavier ballad. And like I don't know, Josh wrote this really pretty riff at the end, and that was just. There's just things that like don't make sense. Like there's riffs just appear and then go away just as quickly. Not of our own volition. That was what the engineer decided. And I was just like, why is that even there at all anymore? Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
So
this needs to be there because the part that you cut out was there.
Exactly.
So why didn't we cut out this part too? And there's like, if we cut that part out, then why there isn't even a song anymore?
Yeah. There was that. It was getting to the point where like, okay, so it was that, and then he was also doing that to like lyrics. And he was like, "Oh, that echo doesn't need to be there." And I was like, "But that finishes the sentence. If that's not there, it's not an English sentence. I sound like a moron. I'm saying like half a word."
Yeah.
So I was starting to lose it, I think, when we got to this one.
And that was also a tough one, partially because we'd been playing it for so long. Like Last Love Song, we'd been playing for the whole summer. Last Love Song or Hide to Get By, whatever we were talking about.
Hide to Get By.
Yeah, we'd been playing it for the entire tour, but like Changing the Winds, we've been playing since SBNC.
Yeah,
and we had it locked in the way that we liked it.
Dialed, yeah. So it was just, I don't know. This version makes no sense. If UA and BM, we'll put them up. SBNC and the Allure version, you can take a listen and see what we're talking about.
I'm happy to eat my own hat.
And if somebody likes it better.
Like, everybody likes the Allure one more, then I guess I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Shut me up.
I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
I think you'll agree with me.
Yeah, and me too. But, yeah. Okay, number 8, Dancing on the Verge. In my opinion, this would be up there with Last Love Song. I think this might have been one of the prettiest melodies you ever wrote. I really like this.
I'm still super proud of this one.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot.
Again, I don't think this song's potential was reached on the recording, but what I thought it was going to be in my head and what I knew it could have been, and when you were like, when your voice wasn't fucked and you were singing, I was like, man, this song is
when
so
it worked,
cool.
It worked so well.
What's up?
When it worked so well.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think, which we did a little bit too much, where we were like I did in Remember the Times, the SBNC song, was like, why is there a breakdown? This song doesn't need a breakdown.
Yeah.
We're a metal band, not every song needs to have a breakdown.
It was like an obligatory breakdown that we did.
Yeah, I think we forced one in there where it probably should have been like a bridge or a guitar solo or something would have lended itself way better.
Pretty much anything else.
Yeah, pretty much anything else. So we definitely forced the breakdown. It's a cool breakdown. I just don't think it doesn't really serve the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be there.
We could have taken that breakdown and like flown it to a different song.
Yeah. So Taylor wrote all the music for this. This was his first idea that he brought to the table, and you wrote all the melodies and stuff over it. Which, yeah, just awesome. This song is the second verse, like there's kind of like a bass solo, if you will. That's the only thing that John dubbed. Everything else is scratch track.
Yeah, when you mentioned that before, I actually had I didn't know which part.
This part. This was the only part. And what else can I say about this one? Oh yeah, the verse riff, the rhythm guitar that I play live, and is almost the exact beat of the opening track on "Sing the Sorrow" of AFI. Dun, 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 dun. But we like changed the notes. We just did that. Wasn't there. Taylor's line was at first, and we just kind of did that in practice, not realizing what we had just done. And then we were just like, actually, that works really well. We're just going to keep it.
Yeah.
So,
unfortunately, it's really good. So,
yeah.
So it stays.
So we just kept it. But yeah, I even at the point where I'm saying all these negative things, I really, really like this song. And yeah, well done, sir. This is
thank you.
A very fine one for you. Yeah, listen to it. You can hear the very unnecessary breakdown in the middle of it. Oh yeah, and the chorus, we're all chanting this breakdown. That was a fight. It was supposed to say I breakdown. That's what you had written.
Oh yeah.
And he was not having it that we were chanting I, because there's multiple of us there, which I was like, a
very weird semantic argument to get into.
It is. And there was also another thing that he was doing with the drums. I still really like the drums, but he was really on it that all of Chris's kick patterns had to line up with what the guitar was doing, or vice versa. Like if Chris had decided to do like extra kicks, then I had to change my muting pattern to fit that, which I didn't agree with either.
It makes for a very like punchy bit, but it doesn't need to be every single time.
It doesn't need to be every time, and because like there are times that 100% you want that.
Yeah.
Like the double kick and the guitar to be hitting the exact same pattern.
Thing.
Yeah, you want that. But there's other times where I feel like it takes away from like, oh, Chris had a cool idea to embellish like underneath the guitar. You know, it's like now he's not doing something extra. He's just doing the part.
that's
you
the
know,
part.
so all the way through the album, there's stuff where it was like, oh, that was one time out of nowhere that he's just doing some weird kick pattern, or I'm all of a sudden muting for no reason. It never happens again. And I
Yeah.
was just like, this is bugging me. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it was just weird to my ears. Like, why am I hearing this all of a sudden, kind of thing. If I could give an example of where you can stray and it's fine. Unholy Confessions by Avenged Sevenfold, the breakdown that everybody knows. Dun 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 dun. The bass guitar and the drums are all doing that same pattern. And then at the end of the song, the Rev, he goes like he changes the pattern so it doesn't follow the guitar anymore. Works great.
Yeah.
Doesn't, like you had it the one way and then you go off and give your own idea.
It gives the drums a little moment.
Yeah, exactly. It gives it a moment. That would be like an easy example of what I'm talking about, where you don't always have to link up with each other, kind of thing. But
And that was like a line in the sand that we just like couldn't push.
yeah,
past.
that we couldn't push. I was like, come motherfucker. Anyways, okay, so back to the thing. Sink or Swim, number 9. We only have 3 songs left here. Chris actually wrote the guitar to this song in the verse.
Because this was originally old Allura, wasn't it? No?
He showed this to me one day in our room. This was after Josh and Sean quit. He showed me that riff.
Oh, okay.
Feels very like almost easy, kind of like a guitar riff, and I thought it was really cool. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write a whole song around this.
Nice.
And I did kind of write it in that vein where it was like a little simpler, but like more on just like super hard hitting, heavy side of things. And then I wrote that opening harmony. I actually recorded myself playing the rhythm on our 4-track cassette player. I brought that back out, and I wrote the opening guitar harmony on that. That was the last time I ever did that. And then I gave it to you, and you did your thing. You did all that. Do you remember anything about this one?
I do seem to remember that you used to give me cassette tapes that I would like while I was supposed to be working, because I was still working at the parks in Manhattan Beach.
Yeah.
And I would have just like an office to myself depending on which park I was at, and I would
Okay.
just put the tape on, and I would just like sit there with a pen and a pad and just kind of like, okay. And
Yeah.
that was my writing process. But yeah, I remember Sink or Swim being a really fun one.
It's a really fun song. I think this has only happened to us like a handful of times. Because like we were big on pre-pro only with ourselves, but we never allowed anybody else to help us until this album. I think we talked about this with Got the Best of Me on the Remember the Times album, where we really loved it. We wanted this one to be on the album, and we never really figured it out and finished it.
Yeah.
And you and I were rushing to finish this stuff. We just hadn't given it the time that it needed to.
Just for some reason needed to be on the album, so we just like cranked
Yeah,
it
well,
out.
we didn't have enough stuff, but like I think you finished the lyrics like very last second, like before, like the day you were going.
Yeah,
in.
this
You,
is
like,
one that I had like printed out lyrics in front of me.
you got there that morning with like the lyrics. So like I think I don't even know, maybe the melodies, but more just like it sounds like you had just finished, and then on that same token of you not having been able to give it the time, my guitar solo in this is a very perfect example of that. I just could not write something that I was happy with, and I went in there with just the most basic bullshit. And I tried to cover it up by using a wah pedal, and it just makes me so mad. Oh, I hate it. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It was. I don't know. If we had given it more time, I think we could have made that into a really good. And live, I think we played it a lot.
Yeah,
so
we got it locked in eventually, but
Yeah.
never recorded it that way.
I like started doing a whole sweeping thing live. I was like, no, I finally figured it out like later, way after. But like at the time, I was just, this guy was freaking me out, and I just like you and I hadn't finished it, and I think that would be the only suffering of it. But it's a very fun song. The melodies are very catchy, and it's like that. It's like pop metal almost.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I feel like when I listen back to it, I can hear my lack of confidence in me
Right.
singing it. Like,
Yeah.
Like, is this what comes next?
This one caused a very big issue between me and the producer. So the song starts off with me and Taylor harmonizing guitar, and that riff comes back again right before my severely lackluster guitar solo, and he decided that he did not want the guitar solo or the harmonized guitar in the opening of the song. Mm-hmm. It was just going to be power chords for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't like what the no, that's so boring.
Yeah.
Like, why? No, please don't cut that. And he was really on it. And I think at the last second he gave in, but I was like gonna be really bummed if that wasn't there. So if you guys listen to Sink or Swim, just imagine the song without the guitar harmony in the beginning, and it's just us jamming power chords, and that's what was almost on the album, and I was like, I was losing it.
And again, you might be like, would have been better.
Yeah, maybe, but I didn't like that.
I'm happy to be wrong.
Yeah. 10. The song is SBNC. We're so clever.
If for astute listeners, you might realize this is a subtle nod to the band SBNC,
which is
hidden in the middle of the new Allura organization, Sound and Silence.
Which this Allura is SBNC. It's the same band. Like, yeah,
it is.
So
subtle.
Okay, so all right, stay with us here, folks. This song, track 10, is a John, Taylor, Chris, our drummer, and our old guitar player, Josh, was in a band called Allura.
Yes, this was the one that I mixed up Sink or Swim with.
Yeah, this is not our Allura. Oh, my camera's gone.
Huh.
So this is an old song from that Allura, not the Allura that we're currently in. But they wrote this song. We took the song and finished it, and you wrote more melodies.
Yeah.
And made it our own. And because this was an old Allura song, we decided to call it SBNC.
We thought it would be funny.
We're so
new
fucking
Allura
clever.
stole old Allura's song, called it SBNC.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the content of the song.
No. Also, fun fact, on the back of the album, the song is entitled...
Go ahead and show it to your camera that you just told us died.
It's entitled SNBC.
Oh, yeah.
Like the TV station.
No, it's not. It's SBNC on mine.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I had him change it on ours. Darn. Well, the one at my house, it says SNBC.
Oh, you got a misprint. That's worth so much
that's
more.
worth even more, bro.
That one's $400 if you want to buy one. This one's only $100.
We'll put that back. Yeah, but so I really like this song. This one was, you wrote more melodies over this song. I think Chris had more screaming originally because he was the singer of that band.
Well, original Allura was like mostly screaming.
Yeah. But other than your vocals, I'm pretty sure it's almost verbatim exactly what they wrote. This one and My Only Certainty, for some reason, Stern Bubble was insistent that the first verse be cut in half, and it's half as long as the second verse. I don't know why he was so insistent on that, but that's what's on the album.
Yeah, let him win.
Yeah.
That one.
But other than that, I think it's pretty much exactly the same. Yeah, that's all it is. But I really like that song. It's very, it sounds pretty As I Dying to me, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
All the guitars?
Yeah. I think we were pretty heavily influenced. Or they were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not us.
Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, I really liked that one. Another, the chorus had so many vocal harmonies in there that were cut and such, but we added them back in live. And yeah, okay, last song before this moment.
Baby.
Yeah. I really like this song. This was one that I wrote by myself after Sean and Josh quit. Not saying that it like had anything to do with that. This is just one that I wrote.
Yeah. Chronologically.
Chronologically after that time. So it was within 5 months of this recording session. I do remember getting to pre-pro with Stern Bumble, and we were playing it for him, and he was like, he almost flat out said, you can do better on the verses. And I'm not a good on the spot guy. I especially was not at 21, but when he said that, I actually wrote on the spot what you do here on the album, and I'm way happier with that than what I had originally. So big ups to him on making me.
He caught you.
He caught me red-handed. You can do better. The original riff, if you can discern what the bass is playing, I think that's what I originally had, is what the bass is doing, and I just embellished on that pretty much on the spot. So I was pretty stoked on that. He was 100% right on that call. Other than that, again, his ideas were stuff that I did not appreciate, I guess. The chorus, I had a really like, there's this one Under Oath song that the verses are high energy and then it drops. And the same thing with the Nameless by Slipknot. And I really wanted one like that. And that's literally like, I was just like high energy verse, super low chorus. And that's what I had here. And, but I had like 2 like acoustic guitar lines going on in this. There was not supposed to be electric or like distortion guitar at all. And he was like, he nixed all of that and all the vocal harmonies. I think I pretty much wrote all of this song. The verse is actually a really interesting combination of you, Taylor, and Chris all trading the lines back and forth. It was like kind of tough to get down live because it was such a like, who's doing what here kind of thing. Yeah. And then you have a speech in the beginning, in the middle, which 100% was very Duality inspired. Slipknot.
I felt very uncomfortable doing something like that because I did it before in fucking what's it? The song about war.
Got the Best of Me.
Got the Best of Me. Yeah, that was the first time I did like a speech in a song, and this time I tried to like really make it a little bit more like cutting, kind of like a Duality thing.
Yeah. Well, okay. So there's another. When I wrote this part, and it's a build up to this huge breakdown, but what I had written was that Chris was screaming everything behind you the whole time. I think this would have been an indication where the scream would have been a little more quiet.
Yeah, probably should have been.
But he cut it entirely. Mm-hmm. So then it was like almost exactly like Duality.
Yeah.
And I felt like that it kind of lost what the part was supposed to be in my head. If you're listening to it without having that context, maybe you wouldn't even know that. But to me, when I hear it, I was, like this is going to be like, a crazy intro into this huge breakdown of like someone just going nuts up there. And I liked in my head anyways, the difference between you doing your speech that way and Chris screaming it would have sounded really cool, at least in my head. I don't know if it would have, but that's not there on either speech. So that's that was a big point of contention for me anyways. And then the only other memory I have of this song, there's like this really weird noise at the end of the song as it fades out.
Yeah.
That was not planned. Taylor was we were trying to figure out a pedal for, I think, a riff that Taylor was doing at the end of the song, and the pedal like broke, and it made this really weird sound, and we were like, oh, that's a great ending for the album.
Track it.
Yeah, we had already planned this was going to be the last one, so he tracked it, and that's a really cool sound. I like that. That was a cool ender to the album.
It was very, very unique, interesting sound.
Yeah. So that's it. So it's done. What do you think?
One thing I totally forgot.
Okay.
Rise from the Rubble.
Oh, yeah.
There is a moment where, so we talked about how I would do a build up to a scream and then Chris would do the scream. Mm-hmm. There's one where you could hear, your words have always been shit. And then you could hear me go, shit, I thought you.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I think that was me just like singing the song straight through. And then we built up the scream, or that might have even been a scratch vocal that just like snuck in. Well, and that one sticks out to me every time I hear it.
Yes. I can't believe he just wouldn't cut it for some reason.
No, I think it got all the way through. We just didn't catch it. I think nobody heard it. Because it goes, your words have always been shit. I thought you were my air.
Well, originally, if you listen to the SBNC version, you still sing that line. That originally was not a scream. So it got changed somewhere between when we recorded it the first time and this one.
We might have like, oh, what if it turns into a scream or something? And then we tried to like punch it in, and then it didn't quite line up.
Forgot,
and it just somehow made it all the way through. Yeah, that's our blooper reel. Got it.
Yeah. So if we hear that, I do have another memory of Rise from the Rubble. I think it was that. It was either that or Rodeo, but Taylor was getting so low on the screaming. The rest of us were like crying in the room, laughing at him getting that low of recording. We just thought it was
like
so
a
silly.
deep rumble.
Yeah. We just thought it was hilarious, and I think it was probably also like 3 a.m, but we were like literally crying, laughing at him. Yeah, I think that's it. Again, I'm pretty sure we just talked shit on this album for the last hour, but I really like it.
So I think it sounded like we were talking shit because there's so many things we wish we'd done differently. But that's only because I think we both really love the album.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's like here's how it could have been so like perfect.
And like we had
in our minds at least.
We worked on it. We really worked hard on this one as well. So for it to like, yeah, I guess it's just that it's like we really put some time in on this one, and then it's just like, shit happens. But
yeah, well, I hope you listen to it and enjoy it. My camera just died too.
Interesting. Well, listen to The Organization of Sound and Silence. It is already up on all streaming platforms.
Check it out. Thanks for tuning in to
Bye,
this
everybody.
Bonus episode.
Next week you're gonna hear some shit. Something happens.
Uh-oh.
Yep,
All
it's
right.
wild.
We'll talk to you then. Hopefully we'll have charged batteries.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.